Are you in the market for a 16-inch workstation laptop that packs an i7 14-core processor, an NVIDIA RTX 4080, 32 gigs of RAM, a 90 watt-hour battery, all while weighing under 4 pounds? Almost sounds too good to be true. So that's what we're going to find out today. The laptop I'm talking about is the Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Gen 6. Now, if you guys haven't seen my unboxing video, please go check that video out. I'm going to leave a card somewhere so you guys can see that. If you guys are interested in seeing what the unboxing experience is like, then you can come back to this video so we can answer some questions that people had. Today, we're going to be testing out the performance of the P1 Gen 6. We're going to be running several benchmarks, but stick around to the end because I'm going to be answering some questions that people ask me, like, can you charge through the Thunderbolt 4 ports? What's the battery life like? And I'm going to give you guys a quick wrap up about my 1 week experience using this laptop and things that I like and things that I don't like so far.
All right, so the first test that we're running is Cinebench R23. And with Cinebench R23, we got a multi-core score of 14,818 with a single core score of 1904. So this is the i7 13800H. It's a 14-core processor, vPro processor from Intel, and it's got 8 efficiency cores and 6 performance cores. So that's the result for Cinebench R23. We're going to move on to the next benchmark, which is PCMark 10. Now with PCMark 10, we got a score of 7,536. This is actually the first time I've run PCMark. It's a pretty interesting benchmark. It tests out the real world kind of usage, just doing regular tasks like video conferences, multitasking, having separate browsers and stuff. So this benchmark is supposed to emulate all of that and test out how efficient the computer is, and the overall score is 7,536. But they do break down the tests and they show different results based on different use cases, and that's PCMark 10. And the next benchmark is 3D Mark, and we ran 3D Mark Time Spy, which was a pretty good benchmark to test out gaming performance and seeing how well the graphics card performs. And we got a score of great. So we have 14,011 for our total score on 3D Mark Time Spy. This is not 3D Mark Time Spy Extreme. Didn't see the point of running that because this doesn't have a 4K display. And this is a great test to see how well that RTX 4080 performs. Yeah, for a notebook RTX 4080 that's rated at 80 watts, this is kind of what I've expected. I was hoping we'd see a little bit more of a jump in the higher scores up there. Probably on par or maybe a little bit better than some RTX 4070s. But those gaming laptops that do have a significant cooler or really good cooling could probably beat out this score. All right, now we're going to move on to some in-game benchmarks, and I ran all of these in-game benchmarks in the native resolution, which is 2560 by 1600. I tried to run all of them at a preset quality, which is the highest quality, which is ultra, whatever high quality I could run. So the first is Cyberpunk 2077. I ran this at native res, ultra preset, and we got a score of 130 frames per second as an average, which is a really decent score. Cyberpunk is not an easy game to run, but keep in mind I didn't have the RTX overdrive mode on, but still I'm very happy with the performance. This is really impressive, especially considering the size of this laptop. As when I say size, I mean thickness of the laptop. So it's very thin and it's able to pump out this kind of performance, which is really great. Now, the next benchmark that we ran was Forza Horizon 5, a very popular title, and it's a great game, lots of fun, and it's cool that it has its own built-in benchmark. For Forza Horizon 5, we saw an average frame rate of 83 frames per second, again, native resolution at the extreme preset. Below 100 frames per second there. Didn't realize that Forza was this heavy to run. If you guys have more feedback, so let me know in the comment section down below if you feel like this is a decent result. And the next game that we're running the benchmark on is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is a game that I've just started playing, but haven't gotten to spend enough time playing this game. With Horizon Zero Dawn, we got 114 frames per second as an average. The preset was ultimate quality, and in the native resolution, 2560 by 1600, that's a pretty good result. This monitor displays up to 165 hertz, so this is awesome that I'm getting 114 frames per second. The game is very smooth. Those are all the gaming benchmarks, guys. If there's any other games that you want me to test, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try my best to test those games or programs and see if I can make that happen when I release the full review for this laptop.
All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed those benchmarks. Now let's answer the question of thermals. Once again, I have hardware info running in the background. This was the best way I could test it. The Intel i7 13800H gets very hot running under full load. The maximum temperature I've got was 106 degrees Celsius. And hardware info has a section there that says core thermal throttling, and during that max or peak temperature, it did thermal throttle. It boosts up to 5.1 gigahertz, I believe, at the top end. Let's talk about the GPU. So the RTX 4080 didn't overheat, so that's really good to hear. The highest temperature we saw it go at was 80 degrees Celsius. Average is 26.8. Again, could be some discrepancy when it wasn't even being used. This laptop has NVIDIA Optimus, I believe, so it automatically switches from the Intel integrated graphics to NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 when it needs to. They're running this at a much lower TDP versus some gaming laptops out there that could be running a 4060 or 4070 that are running at a higher TDP could perform a lot better. Even this own P1 Gen 6 configured with a RTX 4060 is running at 100 watts. So it almost begs the question, is RTX 4080 the right card? I mean, the benchmarks will speak for itself. The scores are there. So you guys take that for what you will. It's very hard for me to compare right now because I don't have the different versions of this laptop or any other 4000 series laptop. And unfortunately, that Lenovo Legion 5 that I had with the 3070 Ti, I had to sell it. I had a buyer who was like really trying to rush and get that out of the way. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to benchmark that and test it out alongside this laptop to get a better idea of how well this stacks up against those gaming laptops. But then again, this is not a gaming laptop. This video is not sponsored by Anker. I just happen to really like their products and love the design, and they just work really well. Start with 737, and then we'll do the 733, and then we'll do the 733 plugged into a wall.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention, I do have Anker USB-C cables. These are supposed to be rated to charge up to 100 watts. That could be a limiting factor to this, because I know that this is supposedly 140 watt power bank. So I'm not sure. We'll see. Actually just realized that. So you want to put it into output. What's really cool about the 737, it has a display and it shows you the percentage. So it's 81%, and there's more information in there. But what's so cool is once we start charging, it'll tell us how much watts it's pulling. So let's try that stuff. Okay. All right. So right off the bat, you see it, that amber light on. It says slow charger is what Windows is telling us, and Lenovo Vantage is showing us it's charging at 100 watts USB-C connected. Awesome. So it is charging. Now the power bank is telling us that it is pulling about 88 watts. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little hard for me to focus. So it's pulling about 88 watts. So not exactly 100 watts like what Lenovo Vantage is telling us, but it's cool that Lenovo Vantage is able to detect that this is a 100 watt power delivery. Okay, so I have the 733 here. I'm gonna hook it up using the same USB-C cable, and we're gonna want to charge on that first port because that first port has a laptop icon. I'm assuming that's what's gonna draw more power, so we'll do that. All right, so the light indicator is on. That should be powered up. No amber light here. Okay, interesting. Maybe this power bank isn't powerful enough to charge the P1 Gen 6. Okay, yeah, nothing. I am not getting a charge. So I'm going to plug this down below and see if that gets us anything. Okay guys, so I have it plugged in down below with my UPS down there, and you can see the amber light. Yeah, and the Lenovo Vantage app says that we have a 65 watt USB-C power adapter hooked up. At least we know it works. It's too bad that it doesn't charge just with the power bank with the 733, but at least we know it charges with the 737, although it doesn't charge it fast like the 230 watt power brick that it comes with.
All right, guys, I want to wrap this video up talking about battery life and my overall experience owning the Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Gen 6 for a week. So the battery life, I have to say, is average. The 90 watt hours is nice. You got a huge capacity there. At 100%, I can get through a whole day of light to mixed use. So that means me browsing, working on spreadsheets, working on programs. And I've been using it in the most efficient mode when I'm unplugged, and I have it at 50% brightness. This display, though, is not a variable refresh rate display. That's one thing I feel like I wish this had as an option, to be able to automatically switch frame rates when you're just unplugged and you're not really using it for anything that requires a high refresh rate. Like, that's one thing I feel like could have been improved. Another thing that could have been improved is if this processor was unlocked. I get it though, it's a vPro processor, it's supposed to be something for enterprise use, but if this was an unlocked processor, we could have had the ability to undervolt the CPU, and that could have solved two things. One, the battery life, probably squeeze out a little bit more. Two, thermals, and it would have made this thing perform possibly better. But with those drawbacks, is this thing worth it? I think that this laptop is not the best performer per se for the money, but what this offers you is something different that those laptops don't. For one, it's that build quality. The keyboard, the touch inputs, the trackpad. I've had nothing but great experience typing, using this thing. And every time I see it and just pick it up and start using it, I realize like why that's so important to me. It has all the I/O that I want. So on this side, we have the micro SD card reader, 2 USB-A, Kensington lock port, power adapter, 2 Thunderbolt 4, HDMI 2.1, headphone jack. That's like all I need. The fingerprint sensor and the IR camera for Windows Hello make it so convenient to start browsing. I really like the trackpad, not really because of just the glass surface, but also these buttons over here. I find myself using this a lot more. I love the keyboard. It does get very dirty looking after using it a lot, and it gets a lot of fingerprints because of this finish, but the finish is very nice and soft, and I love this coating. There's nothing like it. When it does get dirty like this, you're going to want to have a microfiber towel with you. One really cool thing is Lenovo thought of this is that they know that this laptop is going to get very dirty, so there's a shortcut. When you press Function Shift, it'll lock into this cleaning mode, and you can just wipe down your keyboard. So you can wipe down your keyboard, and it's not gonna freak out on you. And it's just like they thought about all these little things. So that's awesome. So yeah, after a week, I'm gonna be keeping this laptop. It is an absolute blast. It's not perfect. It's not the most ideal. Ticks off all the boxes. There are some weaknesses, but I have to say, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really loving the build quality. All of my videos that I'm shooting and editing right now are all being done on this laptop. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification icon if you want to see more videos regarding this laptop and other tech videos. And again, I appreciate you guys watching this video. It took some time to make all of this, so really love it if you could share it with a friend that you think would really be interested in a laptop like this.